Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do the first service on the 2022 RC 390. I am going to show you how to do the service reset procedure. I hit 600 miles on my way home today. And let's see if it shows up here. As you can see, it does say side stand. How am I going to do this here? Let's stand the bike up. Okay, you see the service banner there? And we've also got the, let me turn the bike on here. See how the exclamation point stays on? Because the bike needs to be serviced. So, what we're going to do is we're going to do the first oil change and filter change and all that good stuff. And then, with any luck, because this isn't in the owner's manual, I'm going to show you how to use these buttons to reset that and set whatever mileage you want within 300 mile increments for your next oil change reminder. Pretty neat little thing to do. I did this, tested this procedure on the 390 Adventure this last week. I did not film it because I wanted to make sure that that was going to work, and we're going to do the same thing on the RC 390. It is the exact same procedure, albeit you've got to remove the skid plate to, well, you don't have to, but I did. It's only 4 bolts holding it on, so pretty easy to service that. Anyhow, let me get the bike up on the stands here and then we'll get started. By the way, I just wanted to show you what we're going to be using. We're going to be using a KTM service kit, and then these are the exact same oils in separate containers for whatever reason. It's a 4T 1550, which is what the manual recommends using, and it's made by Motorex. The link to all of these products is in the description, as is in all of my videos. If there is something available, I will always leave a link. It might be Amazon, it might be eBay, it might be the actual manufacturer's website, but regardless, the links are always in the description. I get people in the comment section asking all the time where I got the stuff. The links are in the description. I don't know how many times to say that. Anyhow, let's get this thing up on stands. Okay, just so you guys know, and I've shown this before on my Swart Pylon build series, any of these KTM bikes with a 373cc motor on it, you can use this kit on. 2020 and up. Comes with everything you need. You don't have to buy anything else. You don't have to rinse filters out. You don't have to chase O-rings down. Everything you need is right here in this kit. There's no reason to do any other procedure aside from the recommended procedure that is given to you in the owner's manual. If you haven't read your owner's manual yet, I highly suggest it. 99% of the questions I see asked on the Facebook pages for these bikes can be answered by simply reading your owner's manual. Simple as that. They made it really easy. They give you all the procedures that they recommend, and everything is contained in one little kit. Why rinse the stuff out when you can spend 25, 30 bucks on a kit and have everything brand new? Doesn't make sense to me, but some people like to do it that way. Anyhow, let's get started. All right, guys, this is a very simple procedure. There's nothing to it. Don't make it complicated. It doesn't require very much mechanical aptitude. I'm taking this fairing off so I can get access to the oil filter there. You want to do this while the bike is still warm. These are 8mm headed bolts. You may see some of this Permatex on the outside of the motor. That's normal. When they put the case halves together, they use a ton of the stuff, and after you ride it for 600 miles, it kind of wears itself off on the outside. I've noticed that on all three of the bikes. Be careful when this comes out. It's hotter than bejesus. So I usually just go like that. I have this little pick tool. You can kind of get behind the oil filter here and work it loose like that. There you go. Don't be afraid of damaging this, because once again, we're not rinsing it out, we're throwing it away. I don't know why you would want to reuse something like that, but people do it. Okay. Once you get this cover off, it's got an O-ring on it. Just take the dang thing off, throw it away, take some of your motor oil, put it on your new O-ring, slide that on there, just like that, and then set it off to the side. Take your used oil filter, I don't know why you'd want to keep it, send it to the land of bye-bye. Just like that. Now I'm going to leave this side of the motor open so it can continue to drain. There is a drain plug under here. It's going to be kind of hard for you guys to see, but we're going to try to attack that one next. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that. We'll give it a shot. How's that? This is going to have a filter behind it. The majority of your oil is going to come out of that one. So there is a filter in there too. And sometimes you gotta kind of work it around to get it to come out. There it is. A little bit of metal on it, but not much. All of this stuff is going to the land of bye-bye, because once again, the kit has everything you need for it. We got one more area we got to drain. So this bolt on this side is usually the tightest, and it is like an 18 or 19 millimeter. And it will drain all the oil right onto the headers if you don't create something. So what I did is I just took a chunk of a plastic cup, and then I just kind of stick it right here, and it's angled down into the drain pan so that when it does come out, we're not dumping a whole lot of oil all over the headers, because it's not fun to try and get all that stuff out of there, and then your first ride that you go for after your oil change, it just smokes like crazy. It's still going to get a little bit on the headers there, it looks like. Trying to avoid it, but it doesn't like me. And there is a filter inside this one too. This one's gonna have the most metal on it. See the chunks all over this one? Once again, these go in the bye-bye can. We don't rinse them out and all that stuff. Okay, now we're just going to reverse the procedure. So you're never going to get every single drop of oil out of this motor. It's just not going to happen. We'll tilt the bike a little bit, but it's really not going to make that much of a difference. You'll get a little bit more out of it, but it's not going to be a ton. I'm going to call that good. So basically, you got your new cap that comes in your kit. You're going to take a little bit of your oil, rub it on your O-ring and the threads and all that good stuff. And we're going to reinstall it. Now, I don't know what the correct torque is for these, but you don't really need to go crazy with it. Just, you know, a little bit of snug is all you need. You don't need to get crazy with the thing. Okay. You can always save your little cup thing for later. I didn't get any oil on the headers there, none. None that I can see anyway. We'll go back to the other side. I fooled you guys. I know the comment section was gonna go crazy there, weren't you? You guys were gonna go nuts. Well, we can't let that happen. We can't let you guys go crazy like that. That wouldn't be any fun. This guy. Don't forget to put this guy in there. If you have parts left over in your oil change kit, you did something wrong. So this has an O-ring on it as well. Not as important to get it wet because it's going to get saturated. That just kind of clicks in there. And then this holds it in position. Side's done. This side, same thing. Put a little bit of oil on your O-ring. It's got the filter on it already. Get the thread started on it and spin that baby in there. Then you want to come out here to your oil filter, stick that in there, take your cap with your new O-ring, make sure the word oil filter is at the top if you want to be super anal about it. Doesn't really matter, but whatever. You guys like these videos where I just kind of talk you through things? Let me know down in the comment section. I'll try to make more of them. A lot of times I do time lapse and people get confused or they don't understand what I did, make sure your O-ring is seated and you're not pinching it. You can tell if the cover is not going down nice. And once again, you don't need 8,000 foot-pounds of torque on these. Just snug them up. Wipe off any dirt, excess oil, engine Permatex, all that stuff can come off of there. I don't see any major oil leaks or anything. That's one thing you want to look for on here. We'll put the fairing back on. Once again, this is another part that doesn't need 8,000 foot-pounds of torque, just a little bit. And it's done. Okay, everybody's got their own way of doing this. I'm gonna lower the bike off the stand, then I have a really long funnel, and then I just start dumping oil in. And I'll show you what happens to get the oil level on one of these bikes. Okay. Now normally what you want to do is have the bike level. So if you have somebody that can hold the bike upright, it's helpful. My significant other is still at work, so we're going to do it a different way. I'm going to start dumping in oil and I'm going to check it. I know at about 1.5 liters you'll start to see in that window. So what you want to do is fill that up, dump some oil in, and then level the bike out. And you want to look for oil in this little window here. I don't see any yet, so we're going to add some more. Still not seeing it yet. We're going to add a little bit more. There it is, it's starting to come up. You see that? So what I've found is that if you go just a little bit above the top fill line, which is right here, and you start the bike, it will set the oil level perfect. Because remember, the oil filter has to fill up, so we're going to add just a hair more. Just a little bit more, tiny bit more. Okay. And then once we do that, we let the funnel drain pretty good. We're going to start the bike up. Let it run for just a little bit so that it fills up all the valleys in there. And we're going to recheck it. Doesn't take much. Stand the bike back up. Looks like we need to add quite a bit more on this one. Normally we can get that to go to the normal level, but it just depends on what angle the motor is sitting at and everything in each one of these different bikes. So we'll go a little bit at a time again till we start to see oil in that case there. I'm going to try to hold the bike level as I pour oil in. There it is, starting to come up. There we go, that's looking better. I think we're going to call that good because I'm balancing the bike right now and it's kind of bouncing around at the upper mark. You don't want to go above the upper mark. You want to try to avoid that if at all possible. It's not going to really do much, but it's just not recommended. Okay, this is going to be difficult to do one-handed, but I'm going to try and show you guys anyway. You want to sit on the bike with the side stand up. Turn the bike on. Make sure your kill switch is in the start position. And once again, you'll see the service banner come up. You want to go over here to your menu display selector thingamajig, and you want to go into your menu and you want to go down to settings. Now once you're on settings, you don't want to go into settings, you just want to be on settings. And what you're going to do is you're going to hold the up and down arrows together at the same time, if I can do this one-handed, for a few seconds. Okay, once you do that, this screen is going to come up. It asks you when you want to do your next service. You see that? If you press your set button, it's going to increase by 300 miles every time you hit the set button. So I'm going to set mine at 3,000 miles, and then you're going to hold the set button down. And then it'll go back to the main menu. Now, we're going to go into the menu here because people are confused about if we have a quick shift. I'm on a 2022 KTM 390 RC. Some of the features release at 600 miles. So now we're going to go into the settings and we're going to see what we can change. Let's go into shift light here. Oh, looks like we can change the shift light around. So I'm going to set that at 8,500. We're going to back out of there and we're going to go to RPM 2. 10,000 is fine. One thing you need to remember is if you don't go in here and manually set these, I found this out on my adventure bike, it won't actually change anything. So you want to go in and bounce this little box around a couple times. What else do we have on here that we can mess around with now? Extra functions. So as you see, there is no quick shifter on a 2022 KTM RC 390 that I can see in any of these menus. We can go back and check. So this will just go back into, this is your quick selector arrows up and down when you're on the main screen. It has nothing to do with anything else. I don't see anything extra that you can add here. I don't see an outside temperature or anything like that. So I wonder if when you add something it takes something away. I don't know. So yeah, I don't see a quick shifter on here, and I didn't think that this bike had one anyway, so. It does have ABS and MTC that you can mess around with. It won't let you go to warning, whatever that means. Okay, I don't see anything extra on here. Yeah, now I just turned the bike off. I'm going to turn it back on, and you shouldn't see the service banner anymore. See, service banner's gone. We changed a few of the parameters up here, so now I can see my fuel range when I'm on the main screen. Pretty basic stuff. Alright guys, it's just as simple as that. That's all it takes. It's not hard, it's not difficult. Once again, links are always in the description. If you found this video helpful, please like it and share it. It helps the channel grow. Almost to 10,000 subscribers. That's a huge milestone for me. I've been on YouTube since 2009, and I didn't start taking it seriously till 2017, 2016, right around there. And since then it's turned into a menagerie of all kinds of videos on stuff. Same procedure works on the 390 Adventure. I will also cover that notation in the 390 Adventure series, the build series that I have going for that, so people know that if they're not watching the RC 390. On top of that, this bike does fantastic off-road. Went up to Mount Hood this weekend and rode it on some pretty gnarly roads. Had a blast. Really comfortable bike off-road. Had my first drop into a bush. Landed on the crash guards and the pannier rack because I was off balance on a pretty steep section. So I got that out of my system. Wasn't a big deal. Willow helped me get the bike back up because I'm a wimp. No. Anyhow, there's quite a bit more coming up. If you want to see a solution I'm coming up with for the crawling and the low speed torque on one of these adventure bikes, I've got a solution coming up, and it's 13 bucks if I remember right. Hoping it'll work, fingers crossed. If not, if it won't work on the adventure bike, I'm pretty sure it'll work on the Swart Pylon. Got something coming up for the Swart Pylon because there's something I should have done when I first got the bike, but the part wasn't available. It was back ordered, but now it became available. I found a used one on eBay. We'll get into that when I come back to that series. What else can I tell you? So I got the service done on that, service done on RC390, and service done on Swart Pylon. So all of that's done. I've covered that in the Swart Pylon series. Did not cover it on the adventure bike because it's the same thing. You just got to remove that skid plate. Exact same procedure. But other than that, I think that's probably going to be it, guys. If you like this video, thumbs up. Share, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I think I already mentioned that. But other than that, I hope you guys are staying safe, taking care of each other, and as always, I will catch you next time. See you later. Bye-bye.